Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be live streaming 3 games today. We're going to live stream Biomutant, Destiny, and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Spider-Man Morales, if you want which one that will come out, it will come out at we'll call it. One sec. It will come out tonight at 8. Skyrim will be. I'll be live streaming Skyrim at 3. So, yeah. Once again, I'll be turning off my mic. If you have a question, I'll turn my mic back on and answer it. But mostly, I'll be turning off my mic. I just don't like talking during the when I'm playing games. I focus on the game too much.
You never know if there's anything under a beach, do you?
Alright, before I do this, the red marker, we're going to invade our fort.
That'll teach you. Now that's a flesh wound. Right way to change altitude. That's interesting. Looks solid. No one better get too close to you now. Look out for the bigger creatures that roam around here. The Mitomop outpost. The Myriad tribe meditated here long ago. Says they've been waiting for you. They're ready to bring death and destruction to the outpost. He says you'd better be. Says scouts spotted a moth nest close to the outpost. If you destroy that, the moths should infest the place, looking for a new home. That's the idea. If everything works out as planned, the moths should cause a buzzing tumult. It's a wild sensation to be away from the... That's the moth nest, over there. Just get to it and destroy it. Right in the face. Finished him off. Feels like a monster's lair down here. Nice work. No more moth's nest. There go the moths toward the outpost. They're good and mad. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. Perfect pantsies. He says you did a great job capturing the rival's second outpost. You've earned the privilege of wearing the tribe's colors. Thinks you earned your way in with blood.
Well, that was a little bit easier than I thought it would be. But, okay. We're going to the next plot.
Seems like there's a whole world of adventure out there.
Going to see if I can get like any upgrades for my gears and stuff like that. So we're gonna do that first. Oh, yeah.
Victualed up your vitals.
That might be good. 1 sec. It's better, but it's might become a knife. So that's it right there.
How handy. Let's see what you can make. Ready to hack and slash. hard and sharp. The finest of firearms.
All right.
We've been warned about the state of the tree. Hopefully it's not too late. Seems surprised you have to go. Darkness makes you miss the light. Says the shop holds something for everyone, especially you. Points out they just restocked, so you should be able to find something you like here. Sold it. Chingity-ching! Didn't need that anyway. Fair trade. Always room for improvement. It's just not working out. You're short on scrap. A real power blade. You should be able to use that. Nothing's going to waste. Now that's a knife. Let's see. Life's a beach, even though it's hard to see it that way. Think of the things you could build. Nothing like a good length of razor-sharp steel. This is a quarrel spot. So many wars have been fought over this patch of dirt from the west. Carving it up. Feeling better. Sharp steel. All things end. That's some sharp wood scrap there. Watch for splinters. talks about how it didn't used to be so dark at night. The end of the world means the end of light, too. Without light to guide the way, they keep getting lost out on the goo. Could you restart the Lumen Tower so they can find their way at night again? Says one night, the light wasn't there anymore. Been dark a long time. Says to head toward the goo and look up at the sky. Can't miss it. Can't wait until they can glide the goo by night again. Figures that when lives are at stake, they are ready to share some green. The Domp outpost, shined up by the Myriad tribe. Let's see. Not everything here is friendly. There's the Sovereign who runs this outpost. He didn't expect his outpost to be invaded, but now that you're working with their rival, he can see why. He would have preferred if you could have solved this without violence. At least a peaceful solution has a chance, while a violent one never has. It's their last line of defense. Once their guardian falls, they'll surrender. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
Let's see what kind of reward we get from taking down this.
Thinks you did a great job capturing the rival's third outpost, and believes the rival is weak enough to engage them at their fort. Says they won't stand a chance against you.
Sweet. She's funny. She's watching that. She's watching what you're watching, Shane.
Might as well just dive in that rain and get wet.
Yeah. Oh, and cowards who scare rain. Time to kill the king of the tribe. And then we go to the next tribe and slaughter their wall. Then we go to the next tribe and slaughter. Oh, and then we burn down a tree.
That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. This is the tribe's last stand. Conquer this fort and that'll be the last of the resistance. He says you'd better be. The plan is to fling you over the wall with a sling lobber. However, he wants you to secure a hard hat first, should anything go wrong. It's better you go and find one for yourself. It can't be too much trouble, though. It's one size fits all. Days wasting. Get to work while you can. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Let's see. Just secure the hard hat. Make the most of the night while you can. You need to hit them where it hurts. Inflict as much suffering as possible. You're the hammer on their nail. Good hit. Cutting edge. The day can't come soon enough. That's a fire starter. The dry grass looks like it would ignite easily. You just need to create a spark to light a fire. It burns brighter than the light. Chop it up. You don't have the key energy for that. It's harder for others to see you in the dark. That's a pyro sizzler right there. Nice crackle. Just get to work on it. Make it frizzle. wire claw looks like it's strong enough to pull down a gate. But you just need to aim straight, shoot and pull, and the gate will come. The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. Anybody home? He was hoping it wouldn't end this way. There's no reason to fight instead of uniting. It would be fighting over nothing. He'll fight for what matters. Today, he'll fight you. But tomorrow, he hopes to fight by your side. The rival Sifu is defeated, and the destiny of their tribe is in your hands. You are free to choose their fate, but not free from the consequences of your choice. He'll leave it up to you to decide the fate of the rival Sifu, but you either stay true to the cause or not loyal at all. It's black and white. Ending him will make him forget the hard fate that has been put upon him. This punishment is justice for the unjust. One by one they'll fall, until everything is brought into subjection. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Your Sifu is pleased. Your help sealed victory and the destiny of the rival tribe. But he's still eager to seal the fate of the world. It's just a matter of time before the tree will fall. It's easier to wage war than to make peace, but it's harder to win a war. But if you're committed, you'll do whatever it takes. You've grown so much stronger than when you first met. And now, the tribe relies on your strength to take on the remaining rivals. Your growth is the result of you working together, and staying with them all the way to the end will make you thrive when the new world begins. He knows things that you need to know. Says you'll see each other later. He knows things that... Wonders why the rival tribe has all their outposts left when you're out of time. Says it's good to meet a fellow Yin Jagni cousin. Keep hoarding things the way you should. Hopes to see you again soon. He knows things. Says you'll see each other later. It's the Myriad Boomerang.
Oh, it could be level 10 for it. Okay.
Someone has to end this plague before it's too late.
Cứ từng ống lên
Squawks about how you took 3 outposts, but wishes you'd leave the shiny bits intact. Says you'll see each other later. That there's Subnautica Station. Goop flounders around in there. Such a pretty surf. Let's see.
Yango. Ajitawa. Tirami. Mukambole.
Gulpo ain't the easiest tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days. Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to teach you how to swim. Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance. Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. We are all pieces of what we He knows he's easy to remember. There's no one out there as cuckoo as him. He's one of a kind. Goop says our memory keeps things for us and protects them until we are ready to face them again. He understands you've returned to face Lupa Lupin. That's the destiny you've been carrying within yourself all these years. He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still there, as bright as when you were a child. Now the time has come for you to remember and act. Your life is your life, not the story you're told about it. He understands why you seek revenge, but he doesn't think you realize how that'll make you feel once you claimed it.
See? On my side. Go, Dark, go!
First instincts can be truly awful.
The fun thing is always the right thing.
Next time, look at it with a clear heart.
Darkly dark, dark.
Says life on the goo is wide open. You have so many choices of where to go. Some harder than others, of course. Which kind do you like? Hit the open surf, then. The trouble is you can only rely on yourself, at least until you reach a new shore and make new friends. Wishes you hadn't done so much to make the goo even gooier. Wonders why you're flapping around with the Jagni. They spend too much time nesting to do anything fun.
Wingy,
Figures you must have met different Jagni than he has.
Fativi,
But hey, back to the goo.
Wingy Daikeza,
Fativi.
Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the past aside, at least for now.
Kawaii Puntua Daikeza,
He can't leave the Subnautica station, as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit. So you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside.
Tuntua, Kantua,
You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the goo.
Daisate Manu,
You're lucky that way. There's still cargo left on the shores from before the apocalypse. His best guess is a tower. The end is coming to the world, and everything else. You move with such confidence. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Any sun is way better than none. to think. Ooh-wee, that's biohazard. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The long-lasting effect this had on the evolution of wildlife was, as we know now, the only reason we came to exist. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. There's not much left of what we used to call our world. He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook and a salvage net, but no armor, and an engine strong enough to break through the thick goo further out. There's debris floating around on the surf that might be blocking your path or needs to be towed. That means you'll need a device so you can get it out of your way. Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks, squeaky distractions for the triple attentive porky puff, which will give you time to get yourself in position. The best way to find quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearings of the surf archipelago and knows where the quacks like to float. This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find quacks. That's where he bobs. Gulp refuses to move from that barge, despite the fact it makes him berth. Goop's not sure, though, if it's the surf sickness or the radium syrup that causes it. Keep focused on what you can do today. Tomorrow's already gone. You're poking around Hokbur, a prime village. This here is the Sinky Dink, home of Gulp, at the very least. Get off and slow down a bit. He's pretty sure he's heard of you before, although the details are maybe a little hazy. He wonders if you have something for him to drink. Guesses he does, but it's a long life in a wild world. Sometimes he's shaken, not stirred. Says you look like you've got a powerful thirst to do something in this world. Good, bad, not really sure, but it seems like you've been drinking in your destiny and liking the flavor. Wants to know if he could point you towards something fun to drink, so that you could share with the tipsy tipster. You sure look like you could use a drink. Either way, he hopes you find a way to wet your whistle before the world comes to an awful dry end and leaves us all thirsting for more. Says life's like a mystery drink. Sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it's awful. But either way, you can't stop drinking till you're dead. Sure, but that's nowhere near as quick and easy. Who wants to stop to chew? Says you should toast the end of the world, but you'd better hurry. It's coming soon. Respects how you take care of yourself first instead of trying to swallow too much. Thinks it's funny you wound up with the Jagni. They drink so little, like birds. Guesses someone has to be, but he can't swallow the sight of it. But who cares about them? Says you'd be as bummed out as him if you came for the hot stuff. The Glugmocker, Nimhimbibble, and his favourite radium syrup. That one's even more intoxicating now, aged in truck tankers and all. Without a drink, and radium syrup especially, he can't move, much less think, as the power of his mind is directly proportioned to the quantity of syrup he swigs. That's why he's called Gulp. The drink helps him forget the state the world is in, but it only lasts until tomorrow. The world is still doomed, even if the sun goes up. It makes most dumber, but that's his special burden to bear. He wants you to know he has other interests too. He's the Surfipelago's self-proclaimed ornithologist, for example. There are other ways than a cold drink to relieve stress, even in these dark times, and, fortunately for you, he can help. Watching Pippi's flap is calming, but better yet are the ones you can look at and touch, like quacks. Squeezing them is a great way to relax. Says he read that in an old world book. It means you're an expert of all living things that flap and tweet. We're all heroes of our own stories, or so we hope. Nothing's more important right now than this. Swoon. Hack and slash. Nothing better than a day on surf. The Quack Hollow. It's just loonly. Don't flinch away from this. It's your moment. You need to focus. needs a key. Scrapalicious. Perfect for making a sideways rain of slugs. That's super duper dope. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Thanks to the goo glide, you're still dry. That's some good e-waste there.
Sairuja. Manyo Vikni.
That's enough quacks to sustain the Googlide flipper with infinite ammunition.
Tuntwa.
Goop says he was there when the Porky Puff took Out-of-Date's leg, so this World Eater has made it personal.
Wingi Yukia. Manyo Vikni. Tuntwa.
After that, Out-of-Date started using his head instead of his legs and came up with the plan on how to best make a stand against the World Eaters, and it wasn't by foot.
Manu Tai Baradrade.
That's how he got tasked with rebuilding the Googlide.
Wingi.
He seems happy to talk.
Sairuja.
Says goodbye to you. You can see a lot farther now than at night. No one can swim this fast. See that broken boat over there? Looks like it still floats. Time for a wave ride, I think. made from strong stuff. It's the porky-puff nibbling bug. It took quite a liking to the crunchy stuff after munching down out-of-date's leg. Hook the boom ball and tow it beneath the puff. Ain't that cute? A toad playing with wax. Can you feel it? It's the brisk wind of change. Don't let this opportunity slide. He thanks you for dealing with the first World Eater. It's a start. Even if Out of Date doubts your intentions, he depends on your help, and the Sifu is confident he'll let you know what you need. He trusts you know where to find Out of Date by now. He's always been at the foot of the tree, and that hasn't changed. You really need to go see Out of Date as soon as possible. Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't help talking to you. Says the Pichu tribe has worked harder than anyone to get respect. Thinks it must have been hard to lose your parents. What that did to you as a kid. Says you're welcome back. Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't help talking to you. Understands you have other places you need to go. Make sure you don't walk off a cliff while you're night blind. There it is, the Tree of Life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. Control your destiny, or someone else will. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He worries about you. If you love yourself, you don't hurt others. But the more you hate yourself, the more you want others to suffer. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots. What do you think his are? He's the one that's called Out of Date, remember? Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So, he's prepared for the worst. Something he calls the Ark. He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core. The contamination disrupted what we now know as Ki energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate. He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head. It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground. The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out. The Ark has room for 4 more, even if you think no one else is worth saving if the world comes to an end. He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Gizmo in the West.
E baso to bubu bukoye.
Out of Date says he knows you're good-hearted enough to do your best to support Gizmo.
Le yayato falu alu hero.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Gizmo and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's forebodings are justified. The jumbo puff needs to be taken care of.
Ikobe. Ifari kobo farm.
Out of Date says that Gizmo is worried now that the Western World Eater is stepping up its activity.
Luatolo maua falu alu hero.
He explains that Gizmo is working on a scrap walker vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done. Out of Date suggests that you should head west as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He wonders what's on your mind. Says you should take it easy. The surf is hypnotic.